good, y'all? This is Bossy, and here today we're here with another banger reaction video here today. The title of this video is called "These SCPs Can End the World." Hot diggity damn, bro. I don't even know what to say about this, bro. Oh my god, SCPs that can end the world. Oh my goodness. Now I do know there is a bunch of strong SCPs out there, bro, but apparently these are supposed to be the ones that can destroy everything, like also Dragon Ball Z type of timing, but you know what I'm saying. But you know, I don't even know what the hell to expect. But you know, without further ado though, I don't even want to waste any time. Let's get right into the video. But first, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you get a notification when I post my next video. Don't forget to hit that like button as well for the algorithm. Without further ado, let's get right into it, bruh.
The agents
all right, let's get it.
Nervously.
And also, I heard there's over 6,000 SCPs out there. Jesus.
The grass was dead. There wasn't a single sound to be heard, and not even a fly buzzing around in the air. All signs of life had disappeared. They dreaded to think about what they'd find when they examined this world further, but they knew they were here for answers. They continued on. As they walked around, it didn't take long to notice the corpses everywhere, lying on the dead yellow benches. Yet none of the bodies were rotting. It was as if they'd just died a few minutes ago. Nervously, they walked into a nearby house. There, the corpses of an entire family were sat on chairs around their dinner table with plates in front of them, like they died unexpectedly.
I wonder what SCP this is. I could do this, bro.
It was the end of the world, but why and how? SCPs come in all shapes and sizes and mean different things for the world. Some want to kill, others want to be left in peace, others can coexist with the human race. But there are a few SCPs that could blow all the other SCPs out of the water by ending the world completely. Whether a Z-case scenario that changes nature and natural order, a C-case scenario that fundamentally alters reality as we know it, or an X-case scenario that destroys the universe and humanity, there are some serious threats out there, and there's little anyone can do to stop them. Everyone fears the big and scary creatures from the SCP world, but some of the most threatening SCPs look innocent enough at first. SCP-498 is literally an alarm clock, but there's a catch. The alarm is capable of killing humans and perhaps even destroying the planet. Here's how it works. Every 11 minutes, the alarm clock goes off at a sound of 30 decibels. That's the sound level of a quiet rural area. It's so quiet, most people could probably sleep through it. But every 10 seconds, the sound increases by 4 decibels. That might not sound like much, but if the alarm is allowed to continue, there's no limit to the devastation it could have. A sound of 150 decibels can burst the eardrums of humans. A sound of 200 decibels is enough to kill a person. Meanwhile, a sound as loud as 1100 decibels could destroy the world, because it would create so much energy that it could create a black hole larger than the universe. With an increase of 4 decibels every 10 seconds.
Dang, imagine you die, bro, and you make it to the afterlife, and then you tell God your reason for dying, and you just say, I got my ears blown out by an alarm clock. How would that even, like, damn, bro, you death by alarm clock. Wow, just wow. And the solar system as well also died by an alarm clock. Okay.
It would take only a few minutes to reach that point. The Foundation has attempted to destroy 498 to bring its danger to the world to an end, but so...
If you guys want to see a reaction video to SCP-498, tell me in the comments, bro. And also, I've been hearing, bro, somebody in the comments told me that there's over 6,000 SCPs now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Since I haven't been posting that much, you know, consistently, I'm so sorry for that. You know, a lot of personal stuff has been happening, you know, behind the camera. We're back, though. We're back, you know, back to, you know, the SCP reactions once again. But if you guys want to see 498, type in the comments.
So far, the attempts haven't.
I might even do it, man.
Instead, the only remaining solution is to ensure the
I might even do it just because
every 11 minutes until the end of time. It doesn't leave much room for error, and things haven't always gone to plan. The Foundation used to rely on a mechanical arm to automatically hit the snooze button, but one day the arm malfunctioned. Foundation personnel needed to step in and hit the button themselves until a new mechanical arm could be made. It sounds simple, but it wasn't. Unfortunately, there are some not-so-nice side effects of being around 498, such as increased alertness. One of the agents charged with guarding 498 became angry and aggressive and started arguing with the other agent in the room who was trying to reset the clock. As they argued, 498 still hadn't been reset and was beginning to make more noise. Whenever the sane agent tried to move and reset the device, the rogue agent would hit him to keep him away. After 2 minutes passed, the noise level became so high that the personnel were in pain, and the camera filming the whole thing began to vibrate from the acoustic stress. Still, the Rogue Foundation member didn't want to let anyone near the alarm clock to put this all to an end. Eventually, another officer came in and managed to shoot the rogue agent and activate the emergency switch to alert the Foundation, but at this point his eardrums had ruptured and he was about to collapse. He failed to turn off the alarm. A while later, a containment team arrived to find the original good agent lying beside 498 with blood pouring out of his ears.
An alarm clock made an agent turn to op.
Conscious on the floor, but repeatedly pressing the reset button. At some point, he managed to turn off 498 before it could do further damage and destroy the world. Both the officer and the agent survived the incident, but much stricter procedures were put into place for the future. After all, the world could have ended that day. So far, the SCP Foundation has successfully protected the universe by locking away 498 in a secure containment and implementing the strictest procedures.
Hey, why don't it? Nah, you know what? I would have done. Actually, it's probably is a bad idea. I don't even think this will work, anyways. But why don't you just throw 498, aka a clock, into outer space? Hear me out, guys. Hear me out. Listen. Hear me out. In space, there is no gravity and no air pressure. Thus saying, sound cannot... Basically, what I'm saying is that sound cannot be produced in the air. I'm sorry. I'm not a scientist or anything like that. So if I get the wording messed up, my bad. You guys could flame me in the comments. You know, I don't care. But yeah, basically, there's no sound in space or pressure in space or gravity. Or like, there's basically nothing in space. It's just a pure vacuum. Pretty much. So if they throw the alarm clock in space, no matter how much sound it attempts to make, it can't make it because it's in space. I don't know. Like, that's what, you know what I'm saying. That, hey, bro, they could have just threw the, you know. You guys let me know, bro, if y'all think that would work, bro. That's what I would have done.
Procedure.
Throw that motherfucker in space, bro.
That can cancel 95%
Hear me out, bro.
But if for any reason the alarm clock
there's no sound wave to, yeah, you can't produce no sound waves in space. It's just complete dark, just complete emptiness, bro. It's no, you know what I'm saying?
Foundation staff went
it can't create no sound.
It would destroy the universe.
No air
Most
to produce
SCPs
sound
can be contained or guarded to minimize their impact, like 498, but a few are so large that even the Foundation can't do much to hold them back. SCP-3000 is a prime example. The Foundation first discovered 3000 after strange reports from fishermen around the Indian Ocean. One day, a submarine went down to investigate with personnel on board, and they couldn't believe what they found. Deep underwater, they found an enormous eel-like creature. It must have been hundreds of kilometers long, and its head alone was unbelievably large. But the scariest part of all was its eyes, illuminating the darkness. There was also a
eel the size of a shark
surrounding 3000. The closer the submarine got to 3000, the stranger they began to feel. The doctor on board started sweating, exhibiting anxious behaviors and whimpering. Nobody could make much sense out of what the man was saying, but he repeatedly talked about seeing darkness and nothingness. As the submarine reached the eel, the doctor became totally insane, smashing his head against the submarine window until the glass smashed. The mission had to quickly return back up to the surface, but the doctor died. Nobody was sure what had happened, but it was suspected 3000 has an impact on the cognition of humans. On a later mission, 3 divers went down to find out more about 3000. Tragically, 3000 swallowed 2 of the divers and emitted more of the gray liquid. Fortunately, one of the divers managed to send a sample of the strange liquid up to the surface before also dying. It turned out that the stuff was a powerful amnestic called Y909 that causes confusion, panic, and memory alteration. The SCP Foundation have used Y909 ever since to help with other missions, but it's not the kind of substance that you want to get into the wrong hands. Nobody likes the idea of a ginormous creature that makes them go insane and will possibly eat them, but it gets worse. Although the Foundation are still uncertain of many of the details regarding 3000, some theorize that the creature could actually be asleep, explaining why it never moves from its position in the Indian Ocean. But if 3000 were to wake up one day and harness its true potential, the world would really be in trouble. A 3,000-kilometer eel unleashing its wrath on communities around the globe and emitting
Wait, 3,000? Wait, what? 3,000 or
3,000 kilometer?
Okay, it says 300 in the subtitles, but wait. First of all, let's close that and let's do some research. Let's see how tall 3,000 kilometers is. Jesus Christ! Almost 10,000 feet tall. Damn. I don't even. Well, damn it. Well, you know, he was shy of 120 feet off. But you get, you know what I'm saying? You get the gist of it. Bro, I don't even think it's possible in real life to be that big, bro. Dang, bro. I don't want to be nowhere near that
its
thing.
wrath on communities around the globe and emitting Y909 everywhere. That would definitely be an end-of-the-world scenario. Others think 3000, also known as
10,000
Anantha
feet
could
tall.
be a god. Maybe Judgment Day will arrive sometime soon. Ready to hear something even weirder? Enter in SCP-3805, which may one day lead to an XK scenario that destroys the universe. 3805 is a huge embryonic entity lying deep below the Earth. In fact, what we used to believe were natural geological layers of the Earth seem to be 3805 itself. The outer crust of the Earth is actually the shell of 3805, and the outer core below is a series of tunnels made of gelatin-like substances. The inner core is the embryo. It points to the conclusion that the Earth seems to be some kind of egg, bearing a creature beneath the surface. 3805 bears an embryo and seems to be in a state of gestation. It all begs a simple question: what'll happen when it fully develops? Nobody knows, but it's unlikely to be good news. Whatever 3805 is, the Foundation knows it's sturdy and not easily destroyed. All kinds of drilling, excavation, or digging activities don't impact it. However, in some places, interfering with or provoking 3805 seems to make it spawn. In past expeditions or experiments, when personnel have drilled into 3805, it causes dark purple dust clouds filled with stars to form. As soon as the external stimulation that created the spawning stops, these dust clouds also stop, so they might be some kind of defensive mechanism. Currently, there are 2 spawns of 3805 above the ground that nobody has managed to disperse. They form their own passageways and offer entry into 3805. A few brave personnel have attempted to take expeditions to seal the tunnels to 3805.
It seems like it's almost impossible just to capture an egg.
Cross it in oil drilling or similar operations. They reported seeing dark liquid, tentacles, and the joints of a creature.
Trippy.
While some escaped alive, others were less lucky. It seems
that's
that
trippy.
3805 absorbed them. Unfortunately, it's difficult to collect much information about 3805 because of its location. The high temperatures that deep into the core of the Earth make it difficult to actually get anywhere near it. But ultimately, it seems like humanity is at the mercy of this insentient, sprawling being below the ground. It's just a waiting game until one day 3805 hatches or breaks out of the ground and takes the world for itself.
I feel bad for the SCP. I feel bad for anybody living inside of a universe where all the SCPs exist, bro. Oh my god, I don't even think people would be living for 10 minutes, bro. No cap. Humans would have been gone centuries ago.
Appear to have awakened the
I don't even think it would have even been born in the first
place. Now on
place.
the surface of the Earth puts human life in grave danger. Also lying below the ground is SCP-2935, and this SCP is even crazier than 3805 because it's not just threatening to hatch out and destroy the world, it promises to alter time and reality too, causing a CK event. From the outside, 2930...
But can he beat Goku though? I bet you not. Can't be Goku though.
Looks just like a regular cave, but
yeah, I said it. I said it. It can't be Goku. No SCP can. None of them can. Not one. I said it. Quote me on it too. Prove me wrong in the comments. I bet you can.
Some damp, dark grotto. It contains the passageway to an alternate reality. 2935
Goku is a god,
exact
ultimate
replica
being.
of the world we know, except for one key difference. There's no life there. It's not just human life that's absent, but also animals, plants, and sentient entities like machines and computers. After noticing strange radio signals coming from the cave in Indiana, the SCP Foundation sent a drone down to the cave to investigate. They could never have predicted what they'd find. There were corpses lying all over the ground of animals and humans alike. It seemed that they died spontaneously and instantly because the corpses were dotted around as if the people had been going about their daily activities when they died. Mysteriously, there was a message being broadcast from the SCP Foundation in the alternate reality saying that there had been a containment breach and communication breakdown, urging everyone to stay in their home. The Foundation sent teams to find out more and collect samples. They arrived to find the area almost exactly the same as the world on the other side of the cave, but with all life gone. Even the most dangerous SCPs from the Foundation had died. The samples they took revealed some surprising facts. Each organism had suffered 100% cell death, explaining why the corpses weren't rotting. Judging by the date on a newspaper found there, this had happened on the 20th of April 2016, or a few days before the team arrived. But what or who had killed everyone? On a later mission, even stranger things started happening. One of the personnel, Agent Keller, was exploring a Foundation site in the alternate reality when he sent out an ominous message to the rest of the team. He told them to seal the cave and detonated the building where he was, killing himself and the rest of his men. Incidentally, Keller's corpse from the alternate dimension was the only one decomposing. This is where things get complicated.
I'm so
It turned out
confused.
that Keller had found an encrypted message written by an alternate dimension Keller who had set out on a mission to a different alternate dimension after detecting strange radio signals from the cave. But when this alternate dimension Keller returned, he found every living thing in his own dimension dead. He then killed himself. The Keller from this dimension opted to kill himself when he found out, worrying that if he returned to his own dimension, it would result in the death of every living creature there, too. The Foundation promptly sealed the cave. Although there's lots of uncertainty over how the people in the alternate world died, the Foundation suspects some creature is using radio signals to lure Foundation members down caves. If it succeeds, it could spell death and destruction in an infinite number of realities and dimensions. Now, go watch the full story of SCP-2935 and the bizarre alternate dimension found in Indiana.
I'm not gonna lie, that last one I got lost on that last one. There was a great video nonetheless though, but that last SCP, can you guys tell me in the comments exactly what happened there too? Like, I don't get it. That last SCP seemed kind of strong. I'm not gonna lie, but still not better. Still not beating Kakarot though. Still not beating Goku-san. It's not beating Bardock-san. He's not beating Gohan's dad or Goten's dad or Vegeta's best friend. I could keep going. I could keep going. Alright, y'all. This is going to be the end of this reaction video. Hope you guys went ahead and enjoyed it, bro. If you guys want to send me more SCP content or more SCP content to react to next, type in the description, in the comments down below. I don't got nothing much to say, bro. But you guys go ahead and tell me as well what the heck happened. What was that about with that last SCP? All jokes aside. But anyways, though, I love you guys, bro. I'm going to see y'all boys later. This is Bossy. Peace out. I'm off this, bruh.